Help me.
Just imagine. Like hunched over.
I need your help. Please help me.
Give you $250,000 to leave this building.
And that's how you do it, baby.
I got it.
Honey, I got it.
We are back.
Hello.
We're back.
I just slammed the mic when you said
Welcome to Among the Noise podcast after 18 months of silence.
Is that all? It feels like my fault. It's my fault.
Oh, it's honestly a combination of our faults.
What camera is looking at me? Is it that one right there?
Yes.
It's my fault.
iPhone.
Yeah, it is your fault, but it's half my fault too. Because
We
I
can
mean,
just simplify it and say
I don't
it's
even know
David's
if I
fault.
told you that I released a statement.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you-
you told me. I saw
Did you listen to it?
It's been a while ago though.
Yeah, it was
So I don't
6 months
remember
ago,
it
I think.
at all.
Before I moved. Basically, I just said that we've been busy. I was living with my parents for a year.
Part of it actually
there's
wasn't
nothing
just
wrong with
entirely my fault.
Well, when you don't have a space to record a podcast in, there's
That's
something
a good
wrong with
point.
that.
Well,
That
you
was
had like
the
a whole
reason.
half of the house probably, right?
Not when
Not anymore.
5 other people live there,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then-
2 dogs that are
you
loud,
probably
and
still own it.
I live in a shack, so there's nowhere to go there.
I mean, we could have
No.
done that, but
Nowadays it's called a starter home.
a starter home.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
going to be $1 million mansion. But, I'm not going to get political here.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
But yeah, we I think before I moved, we decided to take a break for a little bit because of all of that, and then
It just got extended.
it got extended more and more.
Yeah.
and
Your stay at your family kept going. And then once that was done, you got the studio set up. And then once the studio was set up, I was still busy,
yeah,
which leads into, I think, I will no longer be like a regular host. Would that be
yeah.
Co-host.
but I'll be on still probably pretty regularly.
As often as you
but
can.
That way it'll allow the podcast to continue regularly
Yeah.
and not have me be the reason we're missing episodes
Yeah.
consistently. So
Yeah. And it will allow me to kind of dive deeper into some of the other stuff that I would want to talk about that's not necessarily your wheelhouse.
for sure.
But whenever you are on, we can talk about stuff that is your wheelhouse,
So just stupid nonsense. Perfect.
which I think before we struck a good balance of like combining our interests to talk about the stuff that we liked.
Yes.
But
I'm glad
Yeah.
that it's going to continue.
yes. So, we're still going to be talking about games and technology and movies and TV, and our tagline has always been, but not necessarily, because we also talk about literally anything. So, which
Was
is
it letting
why,
the animals out of the barn door, according to Nate?
yeah, our most famous clip. But yeah, we're going to continue to have other guests on. So like, I think this group right here is probably going to be the group that's going to be together for the guest episodes the most.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And which is good because this is going to be a good group. But we'll also have other people come on every once in a while. If Daniel shows up tonight, maybe he'll join. I don't know.
You'd have to make a seat.
Yeah, we'll just pull over a seat and
You can
widen
sit
the
on
shot.
my lap.
Just make him sit right in the middle.
He would.
He would.
Yeah, so
Gotta drink more alcohol if he's gonna do that. Not that I'm drinking alcohol
gotta
on camera.
drink more alcohol. Oh, we don't shy away from that around
Oh,
here.
okay, good.
I'm drinking
I
Kool-Aid
guess we aren't being monetized, so it doesn't
Not
matter.
again.
out of a metal jug.
Yeah, Bert Kreischer. Catch that reference? No?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
okay.
We kind of unintentionally
Copied it.
copied their bit.
Yeah.
Well,
One of our cold opens was
I
that.
genuinely feel like you and your brother Daniel have been doing the Kool-Aid thing long before.
Yeah, long
We've been
before
drinking the
long
Kool-Aid
before
for
that.
sure.
Like when you guys were
Metaphorically
still in
and
high
literally.
school, you guys were like, Kool-Aid's the best. I'm like,
Drinking the Kool-Aid, I think, is the reason we're still able to be a band and pursue music into our 30s.
still have your youthful looks about you. Probably just like children hormones in there or something that they pour into, so kids will keep drinking it and look better. I don't know. It's the dirty Shirley talking.
Getting a little too dirty over here.
Yeah.
Or not dirty enough.
Getting slutty. No, sorry.
Slutty. Slutty Shirley.
She tastes like it.
So, my last question for this topic is, what have we been doing the last 18 months? And we'll start with me and you because it's me and you. But we'll also open it up to the other two as well. And I know there's a lot. So you can start broad and then work your way down.
I'm actually gonna maybe keep it somewhat. I feel I would have needed to like prepare bullet points to like give
That's
a
what
real
I'm saying,
thorough
like, just
answer.
broad answers.
I mean, so much of it's been like the same old.
Right.
There's a couple different parts of my life from like the band side. We've been really digging in. We should have released new music 2 years ago, and so. But we were so busy on the road.
Yeah.
And then when we're not on the road, we're working,
12-hour
full-time
days.
jobs or I mean, and it's just, it's been impossible to do both. And, so actually one of the things we've been working on recently is I'm trying to figure out ways to ease that burden. But yeah, so just grinding like crazy between, normal jobs and, music stuff, and we finally are kind of close to releasing some new music.
Yeah,
So
that's what I wasn't sure if you were wanting to be public about.
I don't know. We haven't been hiding it, so
Okay.
yeah, we're working on that. Kind of close, but it's just one of those things where, like I said, we've been so busy, and then we're sitting and we're waiting on the final masters and stuff, so we don't even have that in our hands. And
Yeah, so you're waiting on
we're
other
still-
people to be busy.
yeah, and we still have to select other people that we'll be working with and like book lyric videos, music video, like all the content around
Yeah.
the music.
That's a lot.
So there's still some time, but I think we'll knock a lot of that stuff out pretty quick. So on the other side of things, I mean, it's just been the same old. Marriage is awesome. Life is good. It's just busy and crazy.
Yeah.
So, but I am trying, like I said, I'm trying to get things kind of figured out where I'm not constantly going like
You're not drowning.
nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually somewhat recently was feeling super burnt out in the last week or so. I've been trying to pull back a little, which has been nice.
And I feel like, to your credit, you and Daniel have, I know we rag on you guys a lot for being late or like, not being able to show up for things, but I feel like, to your guys' credit, you guys have done the best with carving out time for your friends, carving out time for your families, and also maintaining a huge hobby that takes ginormous
Absurd amount of time and money. Yeah.
and also working devastatingly hard to the point to where you show up to our hangouts and you're like, I don't want to talk. I just want to eat and play video games. And we're like,
I want to eat
"All right,
popcorn and play
let's
games."
do it.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
That actually means a lot.
Yeah, you guys have done. I feel like you guys have handled that quite well without, what's the word?
Having a mental breakdown.
Correct. Yeah.
That we have known.
Visually, that we have seen.
Yeah.
I've had them.
Yeah.
I was on the verge of one today.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay then.
Hopefully that
Maybe
wasn't.
this will be therapeutic then.
Yeah. Hopefully
it's
that
all good.
wasn't because of us.
I was just
Yeah.
stressed about trying to get here. Like
I know,
the
it's
time
all-
kept going. I was
I
like,
hear
I'm
you.
gonna be so late.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of figured that you were running behind and had something to do, so we just kind of jumped in and
we just
got the
jumped in.
nerdy stuff out of the way.
When you said to
before
start without
showed
you,
up.
I was like, I don't want to, but we probably have to.
Yeah. That was my way of saying I don't know when I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
Well, what have you been up to, Brad?
Well, I have moved into a new apartment. As you guys can see, this is my new apartment.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a really nice apartment.
Barely new at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's been since late October, but what I've been busy with in the meantime since then is launching a new podcast, a Star Wars focused podcast. Not just because Among the Noise was on hiatus or whatever, but because it was something I wanted to focus more on, and
Idiot.
and I don't think that, like, the way the algorithms and everything work, it would have worked on Among the Noise with it being a more, like, generic podcast with more generic topics. Just so the way to be successful with that in marketing and everything is to make it, its own thing.
And I think that's going to really help it grow.
Yeah.
Being able to narrow in on one thing and finding the fans of that one thing.
Right, exactly.
Sure, yeah.
Well, and also, I mean, as a frequent viewer,
Thank you.
it's a good outlet to, like, get your nerd stuff out there when you don't have someone to talk to about it, to, like, watch it and be like, yes, exactly. And I feel like I'm one of the people that comment.
Yeah.
We talked about it earlier when you weren't here, David, but, like, I commented on one of their Instagram reels. Like, I was inebriated at the time, so I was watching it, and, like, Spencer said something I agreed with, and I was like, yes, exactly. And I was just like, I need to calm down. I need to calm down. I'm an adult. I need to stop doing this.
Pacing back and forth in your house.
Yes. It's just, like, vapidly disagreeing with Ben, like, no, Luke Skywalker is awesome. Shut up. Anyway.
So, yeah, that's what I've been focused on. And Spencer is a co-host on that. And along with Ben, our other brother, who's been on Among the Noise as well. So that's been going really well, but we are running into a similar issue of people being busy lately, but that's just how it goes, and you just have to work around it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's mainly been my focus. I've been doing some other things on the side too with music. Now that I have a space, I can start doing some music stuff on the side too, and a few other things. So that's pretty much been other than, like, me living with my parents before.
And again, there's nothing wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that.
It feels like so long
For
ago.
half of the room that is still doing that.
Yeah.
But recording a podcast with
For one reason or another.
your parent, it's not just my parents. Like, I had 3 other siblings living there too, and 2 loud dogs, and, like, people
dogs.
coming and going all the time. It's just like
That wouldn't have worked at all.
getting people
quiet.
quiet
an
and
hour.
then, yeah, like it was going to be a nightmare. So
You try to film a podcast and it sounds like you're filming it like in the middle of a busy dining room.
yeah, that's what it would have sounded
Like you're at
like.
a
You would hear
restaurant.
my dad, like, singing to the dogs in the background, like, every time. It was like,
Steve
yeah.
Wood. Yeah.
I couldn't hardly take phone calls, like, for work when I worked from home because of that. Like, no.
Bummer. Wait, sorry.
We don't have to go into that.
Yeah.
More editing.
Yeah. Did Jacob talk? Let's edit
Yeah.
that.
I'm sorry.
Just every time you see his mic fire up, you know that we need to edit it out.
Turn it down.
You don't even edit it out. You just mute his mic. Like you pull the volume down.
So
And you just hear
his
you
mouth
guys being
moves.
like, let's not talk about that, Jacob.
And so, anyways, we're going to talk about it.
Or I just blur his mouth.
And then, yeah.
Whoa, Jake. You just guys have, like, B-roll of you guys being like, whoa, Jacob, you can't say the N-word on a podcast.
How dare you?
Not that I would. Or anywhere else. Sorry.
But yeah, the last episode that I uploaded with telling, like, people about our situation for this podcast, I recorded that in my car because of that. So, yeah. So, Jacob, what have you been up to lately?
Since I got back from Thailand, just kind of busyness took over. yeah, just kind of figuring out my new place in the world after coming back from there, being a father, just raising two wonderful little boys. And
I mean, since the last time you've been on this podcast, you started dating someone new.
yeah, well, I did it a lot. But I found a nice lady, Rachel, who has a child, and they get really,
Sorry, you said lady, and then
I know.
really nice lady, and she
And
has
me and
kids.
Brad
yeah.
made eye contact, and I've had the stupid grin
Just
on my face ever
imagining,
since.
like,
I
a
hate
grandma.
it.
Yeah.
What I hate. Well, I don't hate it, but what I
73.
what's
She's a nice lady. She has a cat.
what's an ick for me recently is whenever like grown men say I'm dating this really nice girl, and it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
don't say girl.
I picked
man.
her up
Say
from
woman or
school.
lady. Yeah. I
Chick.
adamantly don't like. Yeah,
You say chick?
No, I know. I usually say lady or woman.
I've been dating this broad lately.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, her son and my kids, they get along really well. She adores my kids. They already call her stepmom, which we are not approaching that level of a relationship quite yet. I mean, that
I hope
offer is on
You're
the
on
table.
the same page with that.
No.
She's
Yeah,
gonna
we
see this
are.
and be like, "What do you
More
mean? We just
editing.
talked about
No.
it last night."
No, we are. It's just a matter of time. She's going. She went back to school, so she's trying to get a degree again, to, better her life for her son and eventually us. I mean, I've already kind of by myself started to look at houses to buy, so that eventually when my kids decide to move down towards me, I can live in a good neighborhood with good school. We were kind of looking in Fishers, which I know sounds astronomical. And for people who don't know, Fishers in our state is pretty expensive area to live in.
And for those who also don't know, that's literally where we are right now.
Yeah. And I mean, still, I mean, can you blame me? Like it is
it's
a
expensive,
very
but
expensive
honestly,
place to live.
everywhere's expensive. Me and Spencer were talking about that before you got here.
I mean, even in like the more rough parts of, Indiana, it's like, man, it's $1,000 for one bedroom. Like, are you kidding me? It was like before COVID, it was like $1,000 for an entire house to rent. But I did get pre-approved for a lot of things. I think it was like, I'm not going to say the number amount, but it was a pretty decent amount to get like
Now you won't say the number.
well, I don't want to say it in case, like, I don't know, people are uncomfortable with that, but it was like,
Now you're sensitive to that.
shut up. It was like, I think I got pre-approved for like $250,000 or something like that for a house, with like a pretty decent monthly mortgage, like under like $1,200 a month or something like that. But that's after I combined me and Rachel's finances. I was like, okay, let's see what I could do here.
Yeah.
Is that what you said when you walked into the bank?
Yeah, it's like,
Let's see.
Tell me your offer.
Let's scheme.
but no, I talked to.
Just wearing a tie and nothing else.
Yeah.
Sir, you can't be here like this.
I need a loan.
Help me.
Just imagining. Like hunched over.
I need your help. Please help me.
Give you $250,000 to leave this building.
And that's how you do it, baby.
I got it.
Honey, I got it. The kids are in the background, like, yeah, Dad.
Put pants on.
I told you I got
They're
it.
all only wearing ties too.
Oh man,
Matching ties.
they would.
Oh god.
My son did have a Boy Scout meeting the other day or whatever, and they took pictures or whatever, and they had their Boy Scout uniforms on, and he's so funny. He just had a clip-on tie that absolutely didn't match everything else. It was clearly a clip-on tie. He was centerfold of everybody, just like. I have my clip-on tie.
Clipped onto like the bottom of his chin.
It could have been. It might as well have been. He's that tiny.
Before we go to you, which I know yours is probably going to be shorter than his.
Oh, probably.
But speaking of video games, though, I wanted to talk to the audience and just say that how we've been before. We had like recorded us playing games sometimes, and I would upload those recordings. And then we were losing subscribers because of it. So I decided to stop doing that. That was one of the things I apologized for in the last episode. So I decided to make a second channel for just our game recordings, just so it doesn't, jumble up the podcast channel with maybe people don't care about that,
It's nice to keep things separate.
Yeah. So I did just upload a new video of us playing the last zombies map.
Oh no!
Both sessions, I edited them together.
This is why I like having Pack-a-Punch level 3 already. If you're Pack-a-Punch level 2, it doesn't really matter.
What about 1?
No, you're gonna
I haven't Pack-a-Punched yet.
And I wouldn't come in this room me and Brad are in right now.
Okay. What if I have 1, but I also have flop?
Same answer.
Okay. Fair enough.
Any other questions for the class?
If I upgrade the 2, but I still have flop, am I welcome in?
You're always welcome, but you might not walk out alive.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all I need to know. I'll be there.
So that's on another channel. It's just called Among the Noise Games.
Horrible jokes did I say on that one? Probably too many.
I mean, it's heavily edited, so
Okay, good.
it took me like 4 hours to edit. So
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to continue to be doing that when we can, just because, that's when we catch up with each other, is just like playing games online. Mm-hmm. So, and we get some funny clips from that too. So we'll continue to do that.
When are you going to hop on, Spencer? Your live TV
Probably
or
soon,
something?
yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
Yeah.
We miss you on
Yeah, so
We
speaking
miss
of
you on there.
your life right now,
Yeah, so I don't remember the last time I was on Among the Noise.
it was a while ago.
Probably
So-
since
But you can
the
just-
Darth Vader series or
Yeah,
something.
the
Yeah.
Obi-Wan
Or the
series.
Obi-Wan
Yeah,
series.
you can just tell us like what's going on recently, I guess.
Yeah, well, I started dating a woman. We'll be 2 years in June,
Nice.
so there's that. And then I graduated college in May, so
Yeah.
moved on from school to becoming in the
A man.
field. Yeah. So, yeah, I struggled with finding a job with that degree.
Yeah.
What was the major again?
Oh yeah, graphic design was the degree,
Tough.
and yeah, I just couldn't find one for 8 months.
Yeah.
Sucks.
It's competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So recently,
relate.
I went a different route, becoming an electrician apprentice.
Oh,
That's a really good job where
That's a
you will
great
have
job.
no trouble finding
Exactly.
work.
yeah.
I am 3 weeks into my new job, so yeah,
It's been 3 weeks already.
yeah,
Are you liking it?
I love it.
Good.
Yeah.
That was actually
That's awesome.
that. If it wasn't for music, that would have been one of my options. Was electrician. I feel like.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's
Yeah.
a lot of like problem solving and like working with your hands.
That's the best.
Yeah, it's fun.
Being able to use your mind and your body to be able to actual work and make money. And you're like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I've learned if I'm not passionate about what I'm doing at a desk, I cannot, under any circumstance, work a desk job.
Yeah.
I can't. I won't. I
Yeah.
won't last
I
more than a week.
Yeah.
I was at my job the other day, and they made me sit down and like we had a meeting or something like that, and I had to like sit on my hands and my knees were bouncing. I was like, I need to move. I need to move my body right now because I don't care what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I think the industry for graphic design is like slowly declining.
I feel like
Being
almost
taken over
all
by-
IT stuff, like they kind of overshot how many people they want for IT, and then they're
Well,
like,
that's
oh,
not
never
graphic
mind.
design isn't IT though.
Well,
Yeah, it's more on the marketing side.
I was about to say you could get like a marketing job
Okay.
with that. But
Yeah.
It's tough though. Still,
That's a
it's-
different degree, though. I think like marketing
Yeah.
would require a different degree
But it's like slowly merging into one thing, which is not what I went to school
because
for.
they're also cutting
Yeah.
corners.
And
Speaking
if
of cutting
you're
corners,
really
Yeah.
good, you don't need a degree at all for some jobs.
Yeah.
Like if you just prove you can run a social media page super well and you're just naturally good at graphic design.
and it's also
Well-
90% luck of
It's
know,
actually
who you know, what circumstance you're in, kind of things like that.
it's also the opposite problem of like people deciding to take over those responsibilities themselves rather than hire someone else to do it.
Yeah.
Or, which I think you were about to say, AI. Or maybe you were about to say it.
yeah.
That's the biggest
AI
thing.
Yeah.
is an issue.
It's something that everyone's running towards without thinking the consequences of.
Yeah.
So,
I try to use AI whenever I play Dungeons and Dragons, whenever I try to make a character sheet or something like
Yeah.
that and have an icon or something, and I try to type in whatever it is, and it's like, oh, this guy has 11 fingers and like 3 arms, and he's holding 2 swords, and one of them's going into his head, and I'm like,
but for like
like AI
text-based
anymore.
stuff, it's really good for like if you were to use it for like Dungeons and Dragons, like creating a character, like their personality
Yeah.
and stuff. Like it's great for that kind of stuff.
text-wise stuff, it's fun, but
Yeah,
also
some
at
of
the
that,
same time,
like graphic stuff is
like, because I think I told you not, but I tried to use like some AI. It wasn't Chat GPT. It was something, I forget what it was. I don't even remember.
there's so many now.
But I use basically like a texting bot to like try to come up with scenarios for Dungeons and Dragons, and sometimes it would be like, because you could turn on like intellectual mode or like passionate mode or just normal mode, and all 3 of them were so vastly different. Like
Yeah.
like one of them, like if you turn on passionate mode, it would be hypersexual, and you were like, oh no, and then you turn on intelligent, and it would be like Tolkien with a robot tried to write something, and you're like, well, this is garbage. But I mean, creating a stat block, yeah, it's good for doing that. Sometimes creating like a vague outline of a scenario for Dungeons and Dragons, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. But anyways, to go back to graphic design and stuff, like that's one reason why it was already competitive to begin with, but then now everyone is trying to cut corners with AI, so they're not hiring anybody new.
To do graphic design, yeah.
So if you're not already established, then you're screwed. And
Still a nice skill to have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have 3 other like co-students, I guess, who still don't have a job.
co-students,
Yeah,
fellow students.
Fellow
Yeah.
students. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, we didn't have to deal with AI when I was looking for a job right after college, but it was competitive for like audio stuff too, which I've talked about on this podcast before. It's hard to get a job in general, but whenever you're like
tell me about it.
in an industry like that where you basically have to become a salesman for yourself,
Yeah, it's hard.
it's really hard to break into something that's already oversaturated with really
Yeah.
good people
Yes.
that are already doing it.
And when you try to sell yourself, you almost feel slimy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like trying to be like, oh, well, I can do this and I can do this. Well, what makes you better than this person?
Yeah.
It's like, well, nothing.
Yeah.
Asshole.
I just want a job.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm a terrible person.
Yeah.
I lied this whole time.
Nothing makes me better than this other
I'm going to
person.
commit time fraud.
Yeah.
You really don't want to hire me.
Yeah. Idiot. Give me money now. But anyway.
Sorry, we
Anyways,
stepped on your toes. Anything else going on?
Yeah.
No, that's it, really.
yeah, other than the podcast.
I'm on the Star Wars podcast.
Yeah. Which is great. I watch every episode.
I guess also I play video games with you guys. I haven't in a couple weeks, but that's because I've started.
I was going to say a couple of weeks.
Couple
but
of
it's been a
weeks,
few months.
Man,
Yeah.
it feels
it's been
like
a
getting
while.
Called
If it's
out.
already been 3 weeks since you started your new job, then
Yeah, it's been since way before like Halloween even.
Really?
no,
since
it was he played prop hunt with us last time.
Yeah.
So
I
it was
love
like
prop hunt. That's
Prop
been-
Hunt was
It
great.
was like
Maybe it's
2
the
months.
start of the year.
I love that.
like early February probably.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, my plan is
Late
to
January.
Completely forgot about that. Yeah.
to try and get on again here soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, which this is a segue into our next topic, I guess, but Zombies has been 4 players this year, just 4 players. So like, if it's a night where we're all 4 already on, then we would have to be like, oh, we're not playing Zombies, then we'll just play something else,
Which is
we're all
perfectly
okay with. Yeah.
fine.
If we need to play Prop Hunt, we will
I love
take the
Prop
hit
Hunt.
and play
Prop
Prop
Hunt is so
Hunt
good.
because
Or
we actually love it.
Any other game.
I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
there's not
But
that
Prop
many
Hunt's
games
fun.
to play that allow for more than 4
Yeah, that's
people.
the biggest thing these
Yeah.
days.
Like, we can't do Warzone. We would have to do multiplayer, which is what Prop Hunt is anyways. Or Halo.
I have to play fucking Fall Guys again.
Fall Guys is only 3 people,
Yeah, I
isn't
think
it?
even then we have to
No, it's
split up.
4.
It's 4.
Four.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know.
It does kind of stink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We
not
could do
fun to
like
split up.
party games or something like that.
Yeah, but even yeah, I guess we could. But even so, most of the party games nowadays, you have to be in the same room.
A lot of the good ones.
You
but
can
yeah.
do
the good
Jackbox
ones.
remotely.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Well, even so, like, I don't feel like I'd be super passionate
It wouldn't
about
be
being
as fun.
funny.
No.
Like sitting in my
Same.
room having a bunch of penises all on the screen, being like, haha, this is funny.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be laughing as hard.
Yeah.
Be in my room like, wow, this
Kids
is
walk in.
yeah.
What's that?
It's like, nope, get out.
Get out. All right, so just to jump into our what was originally supposed to be our main topic, but it definitely isn't going to be.
Yeah.
Zombies.
Black Ops 6 Zombies. We've been playing it. Like I mentioned earlier, I posted a video of us playing the latest map, the Zombies map called The Tomb. And I think we were all unanimous in kind of thinking that it was not the best,
Like a
but it wasn't bad.
6 out of 10,
Yeah, I think
maybe a 7.
I
on a
think
good
for
day.
me it was my least favorite in the game so far.
Yeah,
but-
at least in this game, yeah, for sure.
I'm curious what you guys think of the zombies in general for this game compared to past games.
It might be my all-time favorite. It's at least top 2 or 3.
Really?
Because, like, I mean, the exo zombies on, what was that? Black Ops?
Advanced Warfare.
Oh, yeah, Advanced, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of my favorites, if not. The new one's definitely in my top 3 somewhere, if not number 1, because then the was it like the original Black Ops that had Kino and like
Yeah.
those are probably my top 3.
So you would rank this above those now?
It might be number 1, but I'm not 100% sure.
The Easter egg aspect to it, and like the directed mode,
Yeah.
like it just feels like a game again, and not just like something that Treyarch and all those people just like jumbled together. It was like, oh, we were supposed to make zombies too. Blah 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 blah. Here
yeah.
it goes.
I mean, that's definitely what happened last year.
Yeah, like I mean, I would this. Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm playing zombies with my friends again, not just like, all right, well, we gotta get all of our guys on here and figure out how this works. Like,
Yeah, the directed mode is what I like the most, just because I like doing like this, not necessarily the story. I don't care about the story, like it never makes sense in zombies, but just
Yeah.
like having objectives and knowing where to go
And
makes
just
it
seeing
more
the-
fun to me, like having
seeing the
something
cool
to do
thing and
rather than just like doing round after round. Just gets really boring for me.
yeah,
Gameplay is good, quality of life improvements.
Yes, that's what I was
like,
gonna say.
overall.
Like they just seem like they finally listened to what people have been asking for years. Like,
yeah,
why didn't you let us pause in the middle of a game
yeah.
until
Some of us gotta
The
pee
last week.
because we drank too much alcohol. But no, I do like that. The last zombies was cool.
yeah, I liked it.
For like a handful of reasons. There was also a handful of reasons I didn't like it. I liked it because how many people could join? Was it only 3?
Yeah.
You could
On a
have,
team, yeah, but then you could like try
Well,
to get into the same.
Yeah, we kind of backdoored it and tried to all join at the same time to get all on the same map at the same
Yeah.
time, and then we would join all together,
Which
worked about like 90% of the
Yeah.
time.
was
It
kind of
just didn't
fun.
even feel
Which was
like
great.
It didn't feel like regular zombies though. Like
Yeah.
it was
Because
a
it
whole
wasn't-
different idea.
Yeah.
It wasn't round based, which I mean, they made up for with the different levels.
It was cool.
But what I
Yeah.
did not like about it was that it was timed, and it made it feel like a Fortnite, where like, oh, you have to go in the middle of the circle, and then you're dead.
I'd love to see them do something like that zombies, but like meet in the middle between like what we have now and the last game.
Like still have rounds.
Yeah, basically put rounds in.
With a bunch of people.
Yeah, or you don't even have to have like I don't care if there's other people on the map
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
Like the really big map, the like objectives to do like during the round, like
Yeah.
kind of like the Easter egg stuff.
Yeah.
But just have rounds instead of zones.
Yeah.
Or both.
Like maybe finding
both.
loot boxes and
Yeah.
like combining the two would be really
Yeah.
cool.
I think rounds on those big kind of maps would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Like just seeing how far you get through the map, how many missions you do, how many, like, if you can get all of the things done that you wanted to within a certain amount of rounds, and when you died, that it would save it, not necessarily you would have to leave, because I feel like that would just be a complete nightmare if they tried to do that.
I feel like it would give them an opportunity to introduce like more really big enemies too, because
Yeah.
with that big of a map, it would be really easy to avoid zombies unless they're faster than you. But like you throw in just all kinds of whether you do like the things that they have now or in the past, like dogs or parasites, but then
Yeah.
like just big like huge villains as well. Like it opens the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like how they kind of brought back like the mimics and I can't think of the like the mutant injection.
Yeah, the manglers.
Those
and-
kind of the manglers.
I love the mutant injection.
Yeah.
I really like how they kind of combined all of the past zombies and scrunched it into one. Like I think we were talking about it when we were playing the like legendary, like how legendary your gun is or something, or the rarity or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't really do anything with that when I play.
Yeah. In combination to pack-a-punching, just because it gives you more.
Wait, you can pack a
Shut
punch
up,
in this game?
David.
That was my favorite bit from the last thing I
but-
put in the video.
When I was playing, I genuinely got so mad.
I know.
Yeah. And your restraint
like-
when he was like,
I was like,
should I
That's
have,
what made me want to keep
should
doing
I have
it.
Juggernaut now?
yeah.
Should I get uncommon rarity for my gun?
Yeah. The restraint. I think he just had an aneurysm.
But yeah, I really do like that kind of stuff, just because it
Yeah.
gives you a goal, like a small little goal to be like, okay, I need to get enough salvage to, update my gun so I can, just one shot people and help people, and all the sodas or whatever they're called, the power ups. Those are really fun to always get, and you can research them to make them more powerful and do
Yeah.
different weird things.
That's a cool mechanic.
More strategy introduced in the game through some of that stuff.
So like everybody can play in their own certain way to be able to be good. Like David is known as Dr. Dave because he gets so many revives all the time.
Not as much on
Not-
this new zombies,
But
but
you've
I
had
haven't
a
been playing
late
as
start
much.
every time we've played the last couple times.
Yeah.
Like, you
But-
haven't been able to play
I'm
to
like
your full
I'm
potential.
still learning the maps, like some
Yeah.
of the newer ones. We just haven't been able to play
Well, and
as
so
much.
are we, essentially. We're like, I feel like me and Brad have an advantage just because we play a lot and alone sometimes, so we can
Yeah.
scavenge the map and be like, okay, here's what we can do when Daniel and David play,
Yeah.
because you guys don't get on as much because you guys have such busy lives, and
So wait, you do that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go in and be like, okay, so this is what we need to do, and this is where you need to go. And
Yes.
game plans
I'm like,
before.
this is where Daniel can run in a circle and avoid all the zombies.
So when
and stay
Daniel's
the whole
dying on
time.
purpose to come back with more money, this is what we're going to do.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly what I do when I play. But mostly I try to. What I like about the new one is they gave you directed mode so you can finish the Easter egg.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been kind of doing is just by myself grinding the Easter eggs by myself. But as I told you guys through text, I could not beat the Tomb one by myself. And then when we finally did it, we were just like, oh, that was it. And I was like,
it was
I
so
just
easy.
needed more people. I'm so sorry. I just needed more people. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it by myself. But then I actually went back to the other ones by myself and completed almost all of them, except I did Terminus with you.
Yeah.
I did Liberty City by myself and with you guys
I did
a number of times. I
Yeah,
did
I've
it by
done it.
myself, like just casually.
Yeah,
like
me
within
too.
45 minutes.
It's so easy.
And the castle one, I don't remember what its real name is, but it's hard.
Citadel something.
With one person and with 4 people, which we tried both times. Like
Yeah, that one's hard.
because there's a big, Goliath that you have to defeat at the end, and like
Yeah.
you better have 2 legendary Pack-a-Punch 3 level weapons, or
How do you
you're
get
not gonna
that?
get through it. Shut up.
I always just get a gun off the wall.
Play the game. But no, my top 3 out of it, I would say this one is either 1 or 2. I don't want to give nostalgia any factor, but I still say Black Ops 2 is in my top 3. Just because they made so many more maps, there's so many more things you can do. There's like little niche things that you can, look back on and play
Like
through.
Transit Black Ops 2?
Transit Black Ops was fun just because we could never get through any of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
we
like,
would always leave each other
that'll never be
behind
my
on the
favorite because
bus.
we never could do it.
Or maybe it wasn't Black Ops 2. Maybe it was.
Like, I didn't play
I
it
don't
very
know.
often.
But
yeah, I mean, we kind of hated it.
Maybe it was Black Ops 1. I don't remember.
Kino was Black Ops 1.
Kino was Black Ops 1. The other one that like I think it was like in a mental hospital or like a hospital or something like that, where it had like 3 levels. Do you know what I'm talking about? You start off
World at War?
like no, I don't think it was World at War.
That's Black Ops 2. It's a DLC map.
Yeah.
I've never played those maps.
It was like the second one. Yeah, you have.
I never owned those maps.
Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm just
Jacob's crazy.
but which is not uncommon. But I would say, those just original maps were fun. Just because, they were so new at the time, just a new concept, and zombies at the time was so big. Zombie movies, zombie shows, zombie games, everything was out like all the time. It was endless content. It was always entertaining.
Yeah.
Now it's now I'd say it's making a comeback, but I don't know. Am I third? I don't know. Yeah, Advanced Warfare, because we played it for so long and we had so much fun. We developed nicknames for each other. I was Moneybags McGee because I would always abandon everyone to go get the money thing that would drop from the sky.
Yeah.
And Daniel was Slam and Dan because he would always get the slam perk or whatever and slam on things and say,
Bomb defusing Brad.
that's what it was. I forgot.
Even
his
if
name,
that
yes.
wasn't like one of the best Call of Duties, that might have been the one we've had the most fun on.
Yeah, I mean, it
And the most
definitely was the best.
That's
One of the
kinda what
best
I'm-
zombies. I don't think it was one of the best Call of Duties overall, but
I
that
don't
zombies
know.
was great.
I like the campaign. Besides that, one guy who got super canceled because he did some naughty stuff is in
Kevin
the campaign.
Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. Besides him being in the game, I'd say it's one of my favorite campaigns, just because it was newer at the time. Like Advanced Warfare stuff was new, and then they overplayed it and did Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 and so on and so forth.
Right.
But I'd say that was one of my favorites just because you could jump and sprint and, dive out of the way a lot easier. But yeah.
Are we
Benzer?
going through all of our top threes?
I guess so.
I would say, it's
Okay.
an interesting thing to talk about, discuss.
Mine would be both Black Ops 1 and 2 zombies together because they're very similar.
Mm-hmm. That's your one.
That'd be my one. Yeah.
That's a good
Second would be World War II zombies, just because
Yeah,
we have
which
so
they
many
didn't really
hours.
play that much.
No,
I
but
couldn't
there
get
was
into
that
it.
group of time where me and him and Cody and Ben,
yeah,
that was the zombies group for
Yeah.
like a year or two.
'Cause
And you guys weren't really playing zombies during that time.
I wasn't playing zombies. I was playing multiplayer for that because I that was when World War II games came back, and it was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
one of the first times I ever prestiged in multiplayer, so I was heavy into that. But yeah, that's a good one.
I would say the zombies now is very similar to that
It is
style of zombies.
It is.
For sure. It's a lot of Easter egg and solving riddles and finding things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
But-
I would put this
But
zombies at
in
three
that-
for
Yeah.
The worst thing about that was you had to do the Easter
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
That was the
either.
only thing I didn't
Yeah,
like,
but it was fun.
it was fun to do the Easter
Yes.
egg at
Yeah.
the same time and figuring it out together, which all four of us
Yeah.
were really into.
Yeah.
So that was so much fun.
Yeah, we had Cody
Yeah.
looking up the thing.
Yeah, we'd have one person looking it up and the other
So
people
fun.
playing. Yeah.
That was around the time when I was having kids like crazy. So I was like, no,
Yeah,
I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
I'm dying inside.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I generally, when it comes to zombies, if you have to do the Easter egg to progress more in the game,
Yeah.
don't like it.
I don't prefer that either.
I would rather go into it super fresh and just be like, oh, wow, this is fun. And then want to keep going after round after round after round. But like what you said earlier before, it was like with these new maps, sometimes when you hit round 30, round 40 or something, each round is an hour long.
Yeah.
And then you have two friends at the background being like, let's get to level 50. And you're like,
I don't know
it's
what you're
1
talking
a.m.
about.
I can't. And I think the last time we played, where we got into the 40s or something like that, I was like, let me die. And David,
You can't.
David was the last guy up, and he was, doing all the cool stuff and doing
Dr. David
trying,
around.
Yeah, he was just trying real hard. I was like, no, stop, let me die. I'm tired. And then eventually we were like, all right, let's just give up.
Yeah.
But
yeah, 1
Yeah.
a.m. on a Sunday night isn't great.
yeah, no.
That's one of my only complaints about zombies is I have to block out a whole evening.
Yeah.
And if we're doing something more than just the Easter egg, which can be long enough,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, we need to be on by 5, 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get to level 50, it's going to be
We're gonna retire.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I have said to my girlfriend, which she not complained, but has brought it up to me on the nights that we play zombies and we go super hard and go super far. She's like, you stopped texting me at 7 p.m. What's going on? And I'm like,
Fighting for
Nothing.
my life.
Yeah.
it's nothing. Don't
It's more important.
It's okay. We had a talk. We had a talk about it, and
Oh no.
it made me laugh because she was just like, I just want to make sure you're okay, and I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Nothing bad is happening. I'm not out on the street selling my body or something like that. I'm just with my friends, just making
Online. You're in your bedroom.
Yeah, I'm in my bed at my parents' house, just playing zombies with my old friends, and
Not
we're
that
just
old.
making horrible dad jokes. Well, old
Like that
as in
one.
we've been friends for a long time,
But also old.
Yeah.
We feel
yeah,
old.
we're just a bunch of guys in their 30s just playing a video game way too late into the night. It's
Yeah.
nothing you need to worry about. I will quit once we hit level 50 until the next zombie
We'll
comes
retire.
out.
Yeah.
We'll retire for until the next zombies.
Once we hit 50, the next goal is 100.
Oh no. I have heard
We have to block out
someone
like
else say that as well.
multiple days. They would have, like, for us to make it to 100, they would have to make it so you could pause and save a game and come back to it later,
Yeah.
which would be a
Yeah.
wonderful quality of life feature
Yeah.
that I'm assuming they don't do. I don't know, probably for a lot of reasons. I guess there would be
just
some
because,
tech
like,
problems with
I'm
it
sure.
too. But
Well, yeah, I'm sure tech problems, and also, you know, your Xbox being idle for that long, it could probably
Well, no, but,
become
like,
a hazard for your
save.
house.
He's
like
saying
save and exit out and be able to open up
Oh,
the
yeah.
session later, but
Yeah.
then
Well, you
they
can't-
probably have to have like server space. I don't know how that
You
would
can
work.
do that when
think
you
they're
do.
more-
You can do that when you're in solo mode. You can say save and quit,
Yeah,
and
you
then
can.
come back to it. But you can only come back to it once. You can't save and quit again.
Why? But
I don't know.
Maybe you just because you would have to join back with the same people. So maybe there's like they don't want to like. What
Switch
if you
people
don't
out.
have all of the 4 same people and like I don't know.
yeah, but like
Other games
someone
do
can
it.
quit and then the
Yeah.
game keeps going.
They might be
somehow.
like too worried about the leaderboards too. Like
Yeah,
you
I'm
have to.
sure
do it.
that's what it
Yeah,
is.
you have to do it in the one session, or else you're not going to be able to do it. But
Hang on.
like most people don't care about that.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 99% of people probably don't care about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something they should do.
I knew you were going to look at me. I'm not peeing in my jar. I'm just adding more alcohol.
Do you have another one?
I'll get another one if I need it.
Well,
I'm
I was going to say I was.
I'm
gonna
saving
take
this for hot sauce time,
it. Oh,
which
yeah.
we'll get to later.
I'm saving my jar for when I have to pee.
Hey, I've been there, dude. I think we talked about that on one of the old podcasts where I would pee
Yeah.
in a big gulp
Big
and
gulp,
throw it at
yeah.
other cars.
I think that's one of our more successful clips.
which has not yet been confirmed because I will neither confirm nor deny that it's ever
yeah,
happened.
allegedly.
All of his cup holders are full of big gulps that are just
I will
full
say
of pee.
there is at least
To the brim.
I will say there is at least one. No, I won't. My job is probably on the line if
Allegedly.
I say that.
Is that what was in the big
Allegedly,
gulp you brought today?
I have peed in my truck in a jar.
Wait, yeah,
I-
you had a big gulp today, didn't you? Is that full of pee?
I thought that smelled funny.
I'll not. No comment.
Brings it into the house.
The liquid inside it is pea colored.
You see him dumping it out in your toilet.
Finally.
Just caught me. I'm like, oh. I
Gotta
can
free up the
explain.
space for later.
Jacob, you promised. No. Don't go that way.
Yeah, I would say this one's in my top 3 too, but I would probably put it at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think World at War. You said not to count nostalgia, but I
Yeah.
do think it's still my favorite. Just because,
Oh, that was just for me, but
yeah,
you can
but I'm
absolutely do that.
counting it because besides nostalgia, I think it's the definitive because it's so simple, and I just appreciated that about the original
Yeah.
zombies.
And they only had like one or two little things that were weird, like ray gun and
yeah,
things like that. That
yeah.
weren't too outrageous. No, like juggernaut and stuff
like
like
that original first map. Like it's so small. There's only 3 rooms, and like
With
it
4
was-
people, it gets nuts.
yeah. And
After, like, round 30,
it was
you're like,
actually
this is-
challenging to get to even level 20
Yeah.
in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just always going to be my favorite, I think.
I also feel like us when we played advanced, like when we played older zombies and the difference between all the later generations of zombies, we were like, man, are we garbage or are we just only good at this one zombies?
Yeah.
Because we would play the older zombies and we're like, wow, yeah, like what was the theater one that we always played? Is that Kino?
Kino, yeah.
Kino. We would play Kino for like months and months and months.
Oh, yeah. That one summer.
Night on end. Yeah, we would go over to
Oh my
Daniel and
gosh.
David's parents' house and just play until like 3 a.m. and
Yeah.
be like, let's do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And like we would never get sick of it. And then we
Yeah.
played Advanced Warfare and we were like, we are garbage.
I
It was
also
just
think we didn't
so
realize
different, so hard.
I had no idea how much free time I had back then because we did play it so much.
I mean, you guys were like probably just out of high school, and me and Daniel were college age, and
It's a great time to be alive.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like
it was
in
fun to be
between, like
alive.
being a kid with no freedom, and being an adult with all the responsibility. Like we were somewhere in between.
Just like not having to find a super high-paying job and having to move out immediately. Just that sweet spot of being like, okay, it's okay. I still live here. Like. We'll be quiet, but whatever. And then we would just be wrecking the house for 3 to 4 hours at a time, eating garbage food and not it affecting us in any way. Was
Speak for yourself.
Incredible. Yeah, all right. But those were good times.
Yeah,
I would say just. I say nostalgia has no part of it, but it's really, I would say honestly, it was like almost the cornerstone of our friendship for a long time. Of just sitting around and playing zombies, talking shit, and just like honestly, some of us opening up in weird ways and talking about stuff and being like, oh, this got serious, and like talking about stuff like back when Tyler would play, like he would open up about stuff, and just all of us would like talk about girls or women. All of us would talk about women and like our relationships or like jobs or what our future was like, and those were definitely fun times, and I've definitely missed those, and we probably won't have those again until we're all in the same nursing home and being like,
that is the goal.
all of us being in like Kokomo.
Have like VR headsets on and stuff at that point.
Yeah, just us walking out of our rooms naked and be like, I'm back to playing zombies. At that point, you could probably like map out your entire nursing home if you walk around the whole thing and being like, this is a zombie mode. And a nurse is like, stop hitting me. You're hitting me. Melee kill.
Headshot. But yeah, for my third in my top three.
I'm sorry I'm derailing a lot of this, but
I would. It's hard for me to not put World War II up there.
I know, right?
Well,
you played it so much.
Number
you guys
3
did have a great time
zombies.
doing that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Number 3 zombies for you. I know the answer. It's Goat Simulator.
Yeah.
Goat Simulator,
But zombie.
zombie edition.
I unfortunately introduced Goat Simulator 2 to my children, and they were like, "This game ever." I was like, oh no, they're gonna be going down the Grand Theft Auto route soon, which is what I did at their age. But
Yeah. I'll probably just say World War II, but it's a toss up between that and Exo Zombies probably.
so, what was your 3 again? You said
World at War. Number 2 is probably the zombies.
mm-hmm.
I think just like what David said, with all of the like quality of life stuff that they've added.
Mm-hmm.
And then World War II or Exo.
/
Yeah, they might be tied with number 3. Yeah. But I really like Black Ops 1 as well.
Exo was fun just because it had like, it was so new and like so like, oh, like, and the story was kind of cool. Like it was also kind of funny.
Yeah, the actors were funny, or the characters were funny.
Having John Malkovich in there was so funny.
Burger Boy.
Burger Boy,
And
yeah,
Burger
the Easter
Boy.
egg was fun.
You and Daniel wanted to play Burger Boy level all the time. You're like, let's do it. Let's get Burger Boy.
That and the Carrier.
Carrier was awesome. Carrier was awesome because we could get far, and we had our own like spaces. I was in the med bay, just like running in a circle all the time, and I had no idea what you guys were doing because I was just running in a circle all the time.
It'll be fun one day to go back to that.
Yeah. I'm
I'm still enjoying this zombies.
I
right
deleted
now.
that off my Xbox because it's like I don't have the
Yeah, I don't
head.
think I have it.
I don't have the headspace to even have that right now. Just lingering in my brain, just telling you guys like, you guys want to do exo zombies? I'm like, no. No.
Didn't you and Daniel used to play that like by yourselves?
I don't
Was it
think
that
so.
one or was it Kino? I remember
think
you
we
guys
ever
used
did
to.
that.
I don't think they ever did anything
much.
by themselves.
I remember you
Or
guys
maybe
did.
occasionally.
Like you were the ones that would always be about doing the Easter eggs in that game, and me and Jacob were like, okay, well,
Yeah, it was kind of the opposite.
we'll
of
just do
now.
whatever because we
but-
didn't care.
Well, because they liked the Burger Boy thing because it was just so
Well, they did it
silly
on every
and
map
hilarious.
though. Like they would try to figure it out on every map.
Because a lot of the Easter eggs in that game
Yeah,
are just so silly and hilarious. Like me finding those, what were they? Like little sharks or something like that. And if you clicked X on them, it was like, dum, dum, dum. And
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
would be like, oh, that's so funny.
You would always have to do like the gator
Yeah.
one at Burger Town.
yeah,
But,
Yeah.
I actually feel like I kind of was the one that always used to want to do the Easter egg. But
yeah.
it was
Because it was something to do on top of the
on the
zombies.
way to like the final rounds.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't necessarily like get in the way.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is how these in this game are kind of
A
to
little
an
bit
extent.
until the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
I
the
feel like
end, it's like a death
Exo-Zombie-
sentence.
yeah.
I feel like Exo Zombies ones were more hilarious and we would have more fun, more just red-faced laughing moments in those times just because they were so ridiculous. Like
I
being in
agree.
that tiny
Yeah,
room,
just that stupid Burger Boy
like
statue.
being in that tiny room, filling that pool with like zombie blood or whatever, we would be like, oh
Just
my
insane.
gosh!
Yeah,
Just trying to like set up sentry guns and like those like floating little turret things, just trying to get that thing full of zombie blood, and it was always so funny.
yeah. I guess right now we could probably just talk about Avowed and Indiana Jones if you
Yeah.
want to like recap that.
Absolutely.
Because we were texting about it yesterday,
Avowed, yeah.
and I thought you were a lot farther along than you were.
No, I tried to like do what probably you and I do when we get a cool new game. It's just like play it back to back to back to back every day or like for hours at a time. But I took a break because like I would go over to my girlfriend Rachel's house and just like take a break. I would bring my Xbox in the hopes of being like, oh, I hope she falls asleep first so I can play a little Avowed or a little Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But no, I think I'm on level 16 or 17 or something like that. And I just got into like the desert area, Shatterscarp, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
I completed some of the missions in there, but I was like, man, these guys are way too hard. Like a mechanic of the game was like,
The skulls.
if they have skulls
Yeah.
next to their health bar, they're going to be really hard to kill. And then it would get to the point like, okay, everybody has 3 skulls next to their name,
Oh
which is
my
like the
gosh.
maximum amount you could have. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm
Yeah.
going way too fast into this game, so I need to backtrack. That's why I told you the other day I had to backtrack because I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I need to complete all these other maps before I can go. And it was really fun to backtrack and just be like
Yeah.
one-shotting people and just having a bow and arrow and just whoosh.
Yeah, and just knocking out all the stuff you missed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought about doing that too, but I was able to kind
I
of.
saw you went backwards though. After you and I had talked, you went back to Dawn Shore
Oh well.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh,
You do
oh, you
that.
have to go
Yeah.
back. To, oh, okay,
part of the story.
Got it. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. You kind of just go back to where it all began, which is
okay.
kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's part of the story.
And when you said, "Oh, you get to kill Ludwig," that's nice, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I wish you
because I
didn't
thought
say
you
that.
were.
No,
you
I was not.
Literally said you were almost to the end, and I was like, oh, okay, so
I
I'll
thought-
just talk about it then.
like I have like this sixth sense about when I feel like games are about to end, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to slow down and backtrack, make sure everything goes back.
Yeah.
And like you talk to the pink character, I forget her name. I'm sorry,
Yatsley.
the voice actor, because I know who it is, but
Yeah,
yeah.
she's a very famous voice actor.
yes,
Yeah, Yatsley is her name.
she's also on Dimension 20 a lot, which I love.
Yeah, I think a
But,
lot of those actors were in that game. I recognize a lot of some of those characters that were.
I know. I think some of the voice actors are doing a campaign on Critical Role with Brennan Lee Mulligan, which is a famous DM in that DM space for D&D. But yeah, I got to where her character's like, oh, okay, I'll lead you to the garden. And then you talk to her and she's like, oh, let's do this and this and this and this. And I'm like, oh no, this is not the end of the game. I made a mistake. Yeah. And so I think I'm currently in the midst of following her to wherever. And then I had to turn off the game because it was like 2 a.m.
Yeah. And that's when you told me that you were close to the end, and I thought,
yeah,
because I was in the middle of the end basically, and I was like, oh.
And then you texted me, oh, you are nowhere near the end.
Because then you said
like,
you had to talk to her, and I was like, wait, but has she not been your companion this whole time?
No.
Like, no, you're not anywhere close to the end.
Yeah.
You haven't even gotten the 4th companion yet.
Well, honestly, good. I kind of do want to touch on Indiana Jones a little bit. Yeah. I liked the game. It felt like a movie.
Yeah, I loved
I was interacting with.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, some of the mechanics of the game, like it felt more like Indiana Jones or Zelda, but it's Indiana Jones, where like you have like hack and slash, punch and fight, and stealth and things like that. The stealth mechanics were not
great.
What I wanted.
Yeah. But the funnest part was just picking up a random item and using that to beat Nazis.
Yeah, picking up a toilet brush and just beating the crap
or
out
a
of a
guitar
Nazi.
or something. It was
and
like everything that you would want in an Indiana Jones game.
Getting an achievement for hitting someone with every musical instrument. You're like, oh,
yeah,
this is cool.
This is my dream game.
Yeah, I can actually have fun with this game. And like a lot like Avowed, like they kind of rewarded you for like being like, oh, where does this scaffolding go? And you go up to the scaffolding, and you go up another one, you go up another one, you go through a door, you go through a tunnel, and there's like a lockbox or something, and you're like, oh, yes!
Yeah, you get rewarded
finally
for doing exploration stuff. Yeah.
Not like, I mean, I like Skyrim. I love Skyrim, but when you go on your own little adventures through that ginormous map, granted, they're not going to have every single, like, area, nook and cranny that you can get into have a reward for you.
Right, because it's bigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it makes me, I don't want to sound stupid, but like it makes me feel seen as a gamer.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I'm actually being rewarded for exploring this entire game.
You spent the time going from like the main pathway to like something like off the beaten path and like over this mountain and up this building and like in this one room. Mm-hmm. And in most games, nothing would be there except for like a piece of gold or something. Yeah. But in this game, it's like a chest with a really good weapon in it or something like that. Yeah.
And I also liked the weird like health and food aspect thing to it too. Like you had to eat, you had to drink during the game.
What difficulty did you play on?
I think I played on the hardest one. I think I did, or the second hardest one or something. That's what I always try to do.
I know nothing about the game, but I'm just imagining like if you have to eat, you have to drink, you're like halfway through a mission, fighting baddies.
Yeah.
And then you get this warning, like, need to poop immediately.
No! That would be so realistic, though.
Yeah.
Poop or you die.
Not now!
Yeah. I mean, you can change your clothes in-game, so it would make sense to
like,
be like,
as you're running, it changes your run animation, like, while you're running. You have to poop.
And then it just makes it sound like...
Just hear the stomach growling. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I need to get this out of me.
The character's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That also goes back to Troy Baker, the voice of Indiana Jones. There was some things in there that
some of his
did
voice
not
lines
sound like Indiana Jones. Like what there were a few times early on in the game where he would whip up to something and try to get on, and he would pull himself up. He would go, oh, and I was just like, nope.
Or like if you're just whipping across like a chasm or something, he'd be like, ah!
Yeah, oh, and I was like, all right, well, you know what? It's not Indiana Jones, but I'll give it a pass.
Yeah. I mean,
he tried really hard.
He does make sounds like that in the movies, but it's not every single time.
Yeah, and not as exaggerated.
Yeah.
Like, he'll just be like, ah! Like, oh. okay, I'm out of the game now. I need to press pause and watch some Instagram or something like that.
In my mind, I just pictured Troy Baker doing it. And
Yeah.
it makes it kind of
in the
more
sound
funny.
booth being
yeah.
like,
They should put those noises into sports games that I play. Like,
yeah.
you get tackled. Oh!
Yeah, they should have like a extra DLC or something. You can see like in your past games or something like that where you zoom in on one thing and you hear the actual player being like,
Yeah.
like you do on like those in headset things you see
Yeah.
on actual games, like, oh, the guy that falls or whatever. Oh.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna play a game. It's called Blank Slate, and basically, I have a list of questions with a blank in each of them. That is a word in the sentence, and you have to give me a word. You're gonna write down your word on a whiteboard, and
Did you get these just for podcasting?
Yes,
That's awesome.
we use it on the Star Wars podcast.
I haven't been able to watch the Star Wars podcast.
should.
I've watched
I need
every
to at least
single
watch
one.
the clips because if you're posting on like TikTok and stuff, I'll
Yeah.
watch those.
Yep, they're on everything.
I may not be able to commit to the full podcast most of the time.
I've watched
That's
every
okay.
single.
All right, so the game is going to be I'm going to ask a question. It's not a question, it's a prompt, it's a sentence. And you're going to give me a word to fill in the blank. And the word can be anything. All right, I want the funniest things that you can think of.
Okay.
And that person
Okay.
gets punished.
And let's.
The least funny.
The least funny will be punished.
Okay. Fuck.
And now more than one person could theoretically be punished.
Okay. Now I'm
Yes.
feeling. And now I'm feeling your point, and it's giving me anxiety.
Okay. So this can be a word or a phrase. So it can be multiple words if it needs to.
Okay.
Just not like, don't write a book, okay?
Yeah.
The secret to happiness is to blank every day.
How do I activate spell check on a whiteboard? Autocorrect.
Oh my god.
Oops, I need to hide mine better.
I'm not hiding.
Maybe I should make a word limit.
Help. Just wrote like 8 words. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a book.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm scared.
You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Okay, Jacob needed spell check too, apparently.
What?
Coffee has 2 F's in it.
It's that anxiety.
I have never in my adult life needed to know how to spell things. I've just needed to know how to get it close.
I was trying to write it big and I erased it and then I was like, oh, okay.
I said that, and none of these 3 words are difficult to spell.
Yeah, what?
Damn it.
Okay, Jacob says drink good coffee and poop your guts out.
That's how you need.
That- yeah.
You need it every day.
Spencer's
happy?
Please.
says fart.
Yeah. Hey.
And David says tickle your friends. The secret to happiness is to tickle your friends every day. I think I'm going to go... I think Spencer's going to get punished.
Ooh.
Yes, the least creative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to have...
After the first one.
Do like 3 drabs.
I'm going to have your dabs be peer reviewed by Spencer to make sure that they are legit.
Doink, 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 doink. 1.
Shot.
It's not bad.
But getting it
doesn't
on your
taste
lip
bad.
might be
Focus on the taste. Focus on the taste.
a bad thing.
Focus on
It's
the
in my eye.
My throat.
Focus on the taste.
Focus on the taste.
It's so good. I think I think it tastes good.
It's
I tried
sweet.
it earlier.
That's for sure.
All right, next one.
Give him a minute.
All right. I didn't think my neighbor could see in my window until they commented on my blank. All right, 3, 2, 1.
I'm not proud. Oh. Great minds think alike, Jacob.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob says form on the toilet.
Opening. Yeah.
Spencer says mound of socks. And David says bathroom usage.
This is surprisingly PG.
Yeah. Didn't think my neighbor could see in my window until they commented on my
The reason I think, no offense, Spencer, me and Jacobs is funny is because of the fact that, like, you still shouldn't be able to see into somebody's bathroom to see them use it.
Right.
But none of these are funny. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I wasn't going towards the bathroom at all. You know.
I'm trying to steer away from
Why is
sexual
there a
jokes.
window in your bathroom?
Yeah.
It's America, baby.
Who says that I use the bathroom in the bathroom?
That's a good point. That would be why they would comment on it. So that's a really good point.
Hey, I noticed you pooped in the yard again.
Could you please pick up after yourself?
You pooped in your dresser drawer again.
In my yard.
All right.
I think I'm gonna go with Spencer.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was good, but might be the weakest link.
I do want to do smaller
It's really not that bad.
amounts.
I wanted to start doing sex jokes there, Spencer.
I mean,
One technically was, but it wasn't as creative.
Oof.
wait. So those type of socks.
Yeah, those guys.
Don't kill yourself. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Gotta keep my spoon clean.
Now come out of this with a 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. Okay. You're getting red.
It's hot.
Yeah.
I'll be right there with you soon.
All right. You're at the dentist getting a cleaning, and suddenly they say, "Uh-oh, blank." 3, 2, 1. You're not bleeding from your mouth. That's weird.
All right, hot sauce for Jacob.
Shut up.
Didn't know it was that big. You forgot to wear underwear today. Oh. Why would they know that?
That's the funny part.
Yeah, I think Jacob's out.
All right.
Sauce it up.
Just the dentist. Excuse me. I noticed you don't have underwear on today.
Like you're in the chair when your mouth is open and they're like in it, and then they say
And then
that.
they say that, and you just start sweating.
Yeah.
How did he know?
How did he know?
Like an anime inner
I
monologue.
noticed
Like,
you were overly confident today.
Oh, I told her. Keep your mouth open, sir.
you have like an anime inner monologue. Like, you noticed I'm not wearing my special underwear.
Time slows down.
That sound was perfect. It's like the perfect anime sound.
That wasn't into the mics.
No.
How could you notice that I'm not wearing my special underwear? I always wear it. I was just so rushed today because I forgot the time difference. All right.
3, 2, 1.
How much did you do?
What?
I'm concerned.
His spoon is deeper than ours too.
Oh yeah, that is.
Let's go, baby.
All right. The worst possible name for his new superhero is Captain Blank. 3, 2, 1. Don't kiss me, Captain. Don't kiss me.
Yeah. Don't kiss me. Don't do it. Don't you kiss me.
Captain Longcocks. Captain Drippy Balls.
Why are they drippy? Kiss me.
I don't know. They're all so bad.
Don't kiss me. No. Don't want you to. Kill me.
I think I'm gonna go with David.
Ooh.
I thought mine was really funny.
It was, but
Don't have sympathy for us. Unbiased opinion.
No, it's fully biased.
I laughed at my own answer as I was writing it.
It was good, but I think it was still the weakest.
Don't kiss me.
I disagree.
Jacob really helped his case with that.
Don't kiss me.
That's a good point.
Like, he's saying it like he actually really wants them to kiss him.
Don't.
That does make it funnier.
Don't touch my butt.
That thought process makes it. Just a superhero who only does that.
Shows up at a bank
All
robbery.
right,
He's like,
fair. I deserve this.
don't kiss me. I
Mine,
wasn't going to. Okay, don't.
mine's just an 84-year-old who has to tuck his butt.
Like Harrison Ford now. It's like, ugh. My balls.
Yes, be careful not to sit on them.
My balls.
Oh,
Not very much. Is this enough? Is this fair?
that's more than I thought you were gonna do.
2, 1.
That's horrific.
Yeah, it's good pepper, baby.
Like, it's hot and tastes terrible.
Yeah. No, it is good.
Awesome. Love that.
That's great.
If it makes you feel better, I'll take some at the end of this.
Yeah. Don't touch your eyes. I noticed you.
Yeah,
did that.
no,
I noticed you did that immediately.
Yeah, I know. I thought about it, but it's not. I
Yeah, it's not on your hands, so.
shouldn't be.
I knew the date was going well when they leaned in and whispered, "I want to blank." All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god!
Ooh.
Empty my guts in the toilet right now. Peg you.
This is so bad.
Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tickle your friends. Which, I mean, yeah, that's a good callback.
I'm gonna tickle your friend.
Yeah, but when you say it like that.
Well, and that's the way I read it after I wrote it down.
I really want to tickle your friends.
You gonna let me tickle your friends right now? Come on. Date's going good.
I'll call you Captain Trippy Balls.
I'll do it.
I think I'm going to have to go with Spencer. I think
Oh,
you
that's
went
rough.
too far.
Too far?
Dang it.
Keep it PG-13, Spencer. Come on.
I didn't say anything back.
He will do it.
It felt bad when I read it.
Yeah, it made me.
It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it made me not feel good.
I think if I was on a first date and a woman told me that she needed to empty her guts in the bathroom right now, I'd be like, oh, thank God.
This is going great.
Yes.
Yeah. But if she said that,
I would want to die.
Yeah. Like, no.
That's a sign that the date's
Yeah,
not
this
going
is
well for me.
That's what
This is not.
Something has been very unclear.
This is not the energy I was hoping to get
no, it
off.
said, I knew the date was going well when they said this.
Oh, I thought it said until they said this.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That makes more sense now, though.
Now I feel better about you. It's like, hey, how's that girlfriend going? 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow.
Anyways, we're going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for watching. We will hopefully be getting back into the swing of things with this podcast. But I appreciate all of you joining me for this after so long.
Thanks for having us.
That was awful. Anyways,
Asshole.
we'll see you next time. Bye. No.
Bummer. Wait, sorry.
We don't have to go into that.
Yeah.
More editing.
Yeah. Did Jacob talk? Let's edit that.